Hi, Isla and Chloe and Kim and Scott. Nice to sort of see you again. I've got a book that I'd like to read to you, Isla. And if Chloe wants to listen too, it's kind of got some funny parts in it. I hope you like it. It's called The Whacky Witch War. There you go, Whacky Witch War. The Whacky Witch War. Let's see how I can do this so you can see the pictures while I try to read. Maybe I'll just show them to you after I read. Wendy Bright was a wondrous wazula of a witch who lived with her papa in a big creaky house on Wellington Way. More than anything, Wendy wanted to go to school. And this is where they lived, in their house. And that's little Wendy. All the other kids go to school, said Wendy on the first day of September. I want to go too. I'm a self-taught warlock myself, Papa said huffily. What you need is more practice on your broom zooms and your cauldron concoctions, not more book learning. But Wendy begged and pleaded until her papa agreed to let her try school for 1 week. After that, we'll see, said Papa. And this is Wendy and Papa. She's asking him to go to school. Wendy's teacher was Miss Crispus, and Wendy liked her very much. Miss Crispus taught the children reading, science, arithmetic, and spelling. There's Miss Crispus. Do you see Wendy's hat right there? That's Wendy sitting right there. She's up front and center. What did you learn at school today? Asked Papa on Monday evening. We learned arithmetic, attraction, and subdivision, said Wendy, who sometimes got a little mixed up about what she was learning. Bat brains, said her papa. It sounds like a lot of hocus pocus to me. And he went back to reading the Goblin Gazette with a scowl on his face. Oh, poor little Wendy. See Papa reading the newspaper? That's one, he muttered. Uh-oh, thought Wendy. When her father started counting, she knew trouble was brewing. There's Wendy and her papa. What did you learn at school today? Papa asked on Tuesday evening. Today, said Wendy, fixing herself some ghost toast and a glass of newt juice, we learned geography. We learned about the Red Sea, the Black Sea, the Yellow Sea, the Green Sea, the Purple Sea, the Orange Sea, and the Pink Sea. Howling owls, said Papa. What are they teaching you at that school? I do not approve. That's two. Wendy was very worried. Oh boy, what's going to happen? And what did you learn at school today? Papa asked Wendy on Wednesday evening. Wendy knew her father wouldn't like it, whatever it was. Today we learned about reptiles, said Wendy a bit nervously. Dinosaurs are reptiles, but they are all extinct. Extinct is forever. But there are still elevators with sharp teeth that live in Florida and are made into handbags. Tumbling toads, said Papa. Your teacher must have cobwebs in her head. That's three. Papa, said Wendy in a threatening voice, if you say I can't go to school, I will have a tantrum and turn the cat into a toaster. Whoa, Wendy, don't do that. Oh, look at them. Oh, look at that poor little cat. Papa walked over. There we go. Papa walked over to the window and looked at the moon. It was as big and round as a pumpkin. So it was a good time for magic spells. Then he went to the bookcase and got out the Warlock's Handbook. Pensella Wambula, Sharpenta Tampula, said Papa, making a few magic signs. Oh dear, said Wendy to herself, I better go look for my 14-kilobat spell cruncher. Oh dear, Papa's doing something. And there's Wendy in the cupboard looking for her spell cruncher. What's going to happen next? Oh, on Thursday morning, when the children entered the classroom, Miss Crispus could not be found. Children, I'm afraid Miss Crispus must be sick, said the principal. You are dismissed for the day. Yay, shouted the children. Everyone except Wendy left. She had noticed the new pencil sharpener right there on the wall. On the wall near the chalkboard, something about it looked familiar. Hoofus Goofus, said Wendy, pointing her 14-kilobat spell cruncher at the pencil sharpener. So she pointed at the pencil sharpener and poof! Miss Crispus appeared hanging from a nail in the wall. Wendy apologized for her papa's spell. So there's poor Miss Crispus. She was a pencil sharpener. I'm afraid he might try it again, Wendy said sadly. You see, Papa doesn't want me to go to school. Well, 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 said Miss Crispus, picking wood shavings out of her teeth. I'm feeling a bit witchy myself. I'm no ordinary teacher, Wendy. No, indeed. She took a big book of magic from the bookshelf down. Purissima Bologna, Sandwichy Scrambola, chanted Miss Crispus. Wendy scooted out of the classroom as quickly as she could. Uh-oh, what's going to happen now? There's Miss Crispus, and Wendy's running home, I'm sure. Papa, Wendy called when she got home, but Papa was nowhere in sight. All she saw was a delicious-looking bologna sandwich on a plate with a pickle. Yum, she said, preparing to take a bite, but something about the sandwich seemed familiar. Hoofus goofus, said Wendy, zapping the sandwich with her spell cruncher. Poof! There stood her Papa. He was a bologna sandwich. Yikes! Your Miss Crispus must be a powerful something or other, said Papa as he wiped mayonnaise from his ears, but I shall discombobulate her. He sprinkled a bit of zizzle dust into the air and chanted, Varoom, varoom, don't reva de broom. Look, he's got mayonnaise in his ears. Oh boy, what's going to happen next? The next day at school, the principal announced that Miss Crispus was still sick, but as Wendy walked through the school parking lot, she noticed a new motorcycle parked in Miss Crispus's space. Oh, motorcycle, Miss Crispus, you think? Oh no, said Wendy, taking out her trusty spell cruncher. When Miss Crispus was herself again, she staggered to her classroom, coughing up gasoline fumes. Oh, he turned her into a motorcycle. Wendy could see Miss Crispus was really, really upset. She watched as her teacher made a magic sign, and a shower of toads fell from the ceiling. Lightning flashed outside. Your Papa is too mean for words, said Miss Crispus in a dark and menacing voice. Do you see the toads? Those are all toads, and that's the lightning outside. Oh boy, oh boy. So Wendy rushed home, just in time to see two garbage men hauling off a revolting bag of smelly yuck. Wait, she shrieked. That garbage is my Papa. Once more, Wendy used her spell cruncher. Sure enough, Papa appeared out of the garbage. He was covered with coffee grounds, and a dirty gym sock hung from one ear. Just you wait, muttered Papa. I'll turn that teacher into No, no, cried Wendy. This nonsense must stop. I've had enough. On Monday, Papa, you must come pick me up after school and meet Miss Crispus. So he was in the garbage truck. She used her spell cruncher, and he's back. He's a little dirty, but he's back. So Papa agreed. That day, Wendy's father showed up at the classroom door exactly at 3 o'clock. As the other children streamed out of the classroom, his eyes fell on Miss Crispus. At the same moment, she turned around and saw him. Papa could see that Miss Crispus was a skinny, yellowish, knobbly-kneed woman with long stringy hair and purple circles under her eyes. Miss Crispus saw that Papa was a greenish, bulging-eyed, hairy man. Hoofus goofus, said Wendy, using her spell cruncher. Poof! It was love at first sight. Holy cow, look at those two. And there's Miss Wendy using her magic. Oh, dear Miss Crispus, said Papa, you must forgive my behavior. It won't happen again. I now see the value of higher education for my dear daughter. Don't mention it, said Miss Crispus. I, too, owe you an apology. I had a close shave, so I was a bit sharp with you. A bit? No, no, insisted Papa. I was full of baloney and a real stinker. Dear Miss Crispus, please allow me to buy you dinner as a token of my sincere regret. Wendy smiled. Her spell cruncher was out of batteries, but she knew she wouldn't need it again. There we go. Papa and Miss Crispus and Wendy sitting at the desk. Oh, look, we got some photographs. From that day on, Mr. Bright and Miss Crispus spent all their free time together. They took Wendy to the park and to the zoo and to the cemetery. So look at them sitting at the park and look at them at the zoo, and they're scaring the bear. That's kind of weird. And there they are walking at night. 2 months later, they were married. Wendy, who was the flower girl, carried a lovely bouquet of Venus flytraps. Then all three of them went on a honeymoon cruise on the Dead Sea. There's their wedding photo. And that's the cruise ship they were on. Pretty big ship. And they all lived happily ever after in the big creaky house on Wellington Way. There you go, Isla. I hope you enjoyed that book. It's kind of fun. And what's it called again? The Whacky Witch War. Yeah, it was pretty wacky. They did turn their each other into a lot of fun things. Anyways, Isla, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Hey, I hear you like dancing. Maybe you'll watch another one, and we can dance when we see each other again, okay? Bye, Isla. Bye, Chloe. Bye, Kim. Bye, Scott. Thanks for listening.